Hello, and good evening or good morning, depending on when you view the video. So this video I want to talk in depth about the weak storms and the cold air that will follow the storm that we will get on Sunday. So this is going to be a lengthy video, so if you don't want to watch a lengthy video, then this video is not for you. So the first thing I want to discuss here is that this little storm system right off Colorado, New Mexico area, that's our next storm system for New England coming late Thursday night into Friday. That will give us only 1 to 3 inches of snow for places like New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, and about 1 inch or so for most of Massachusetts, but none for the Cape and the islands and like Providence, Rhode Island. So before I progress in the time frame, this is going to be our next system behind the one Friday. That will fall on late Saturday night into Sunday. So these are the two little storm systems we have to deal with. This little storm is only going to be hitting Connecticut, Canada. Canada and parts of Maine, Vermont way up here, but that's not going to be a big deal to us. But it will give us very cold conditions for Thursday. The storm exits high pressure for 1,032 millibars. It's going to be quite a cold morning on Thursday. This storm picks up some moisture from the Gulf. Some mixing here in, I think that's in the Indiana, Illinois area. The storm picks up just a little bit of energy, but it ain't really strong at all. It'll be snowing in Washington D.C. area very briefly before it's all rain down there. Pennsylvania is all snow, as you can see here. It's all snow from Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, but it's going to be rain over the Cape, Providence, Rhode Island. It's not going to be a big deal, just enough to get the roads very slippery in some places. Some places have snow then turns into rain, so there's going to be some slush issues. So this is a little storm, but still it's going to be a pain. If you've paid attention here, the storm here crashes into the coast. Some of the energy gets picked up right here on this low. It starts to get exploded. Just right here, it just explodes. People in Wisconsin, Illinois, Indiana is going to get some major snow event right here. As you can see, they are in the colder side of the storm. It starts snowing pretty much all of New England, Vermont, New Hampshire. But with this storm, it seems like it's tracking too far inland. It's going to change over to mainly rain for most of Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island. But it looks like it's a mainly nasty snow event in Maine, New Hampshire, and upper portions of Vermont and New Hampshire. But the issue with this storm is that you may get a lot of ice from freezing rain in places, I believe, north of the Mass Pike. You may have to deal with that. So the storm exits out here, and then the real cold weather comes in right behind the system, with temperatures going to be really nearing zero Monday morning and only rising to like 15 or so degrees. So this is the last I want to talk about that in particular. I just want to look at the snow totals. So I want to go back to Friday morning. I'll go to the snow accumulation. Let's see the Northeast. As you can see right here, places in Washington D.C. may get a half an inch, 2 inches in the higher elevations, maybe 4 and 5 in the Appalachian Mountains. But as you can see, when it's all said and done, everyone's gonna get about an inch or 2, maybe 3 in the Berkshires area, but that's not gonna be a big deal at all in terms of snow for the Friday storm. But as we can see, there's the next storm right there. It's going to be a blockbuster for Maine, New Hampshire, New York area, but places that are pretty much south of the Mass Pike, it's not going to be really a big deal. Maybe 2 to 4 inches of snow in Worcester County area. In Lowell, you could end up getting up to 8 inches of snow. Boston, it looks like you're going to get a half an inch, maybe even less on Friday's storm, but only get like 2-3 inches. None, as you can see, over the Cape of the Islands, really barely anything here in Providence, Rhode Island. So basically 2 to 4 south of the Pike, north of the Pike, you're gonna get more like 4 to 6 inches, and if you go into places like Vermont, New Hampshire, that's where you're gonna get the most snow out of this system here. I like looking at the GFS because it's American global model, and it's just the one that I trust the most. It may not be the most accurate. So definitely snow for basically everyone to start, but then I think the storm, because it's inland too much, it's just gonna be a lot of rain. So that's any snow that we get, it's gonna be slushed over. The back end of the storm Sunday night should change over to maybe some ice, freezing rain, and snow, sleet. So it's just gonna be an awful mess. So I just showed you the snow totals for both storms there. I just showed you the patterns. Now the next couple of things I just want to talk about. Temperatures. So when you wake up, or already woke up on Wednesday morning, temperatures are going to be in the low to mid 20s. It's going to be a wonderful day, just like I heard on the news today. Anytime you're above freezing or above 34 degrees, it's considered balmy there in January standards. Mid to upper 30s on your Wednesday afternoon. Fantastic. But as you can see, by Thursday morning, everyone crashes way down to the teens. People in Maine, Vermont, way up north near the border, is going to be dealing with negative values Thursday. Very cold stuff. Wind chills are probably going to be near 20 below zero, but I can check that just now. About 5-mile-an-hour wind, so it might feel like 20 below. That's not relatively good. Doesn't even really warm up too much in Maine. Temperatures 3, 4, 5. Northeast, north part of Maine. Very cold day on Thursday. Very cold night on Friday. Little storm system comes in. As you can see, most places get above freezing, so any snow in the morning is going to be mainly rain south up the Pike, as you can see. 41 degrees right here. That's not bad. Very cold start on Saturday. Look at these numbers again in northern Maine. -15 near the Eustis Canadian border here. 16, -19. That looks like it's going to be definitely staying that cold for Saturday morning. That is very, very cold weather. Saturday's going to be relatively a very cold day. That's why it's supposed to start as snow for mostly everyone in the NorthEast area. But as you can see, temperatures just skyrocket. Early in the week I thought it was going to be a blockbuster because it's supposed to be 11-12, but as you can see it's tracking too far inland. The last thing I want to talk about in this video discussion is that Monday morning is going to be probably the coldest air we have seen this season since Thanksgiving. People in the upper mountains in New York, Vermont, and Hampshire is going to deal with temperature values well into the -15 to 20 below. Looks like it's been doing the same approach. This is going to be intensely cold and dangerous conditions. Temperatures only rising in the lower teens for most people on Monday. Just for another look before I call it a nice video discussion is that most people are going to start as snow on Friday morning. Good chance for some people to change over the rain, definitely southeast Mass. As you can see, this one's saying rain southeast, rain southeast, rain southeast, rain southeast, rain southeast, southeast here is rain, rain. So it's going to change over the rain the closest you are to the water. As storm exits through, most models are saying starts as snow. Depending on the timing or location, most models says we're going to change the rain inland, a lot of ice, maybe up to an inch of rain, an inch of ice accumulation. Look all that pink. It's maybe a major ice storm depending on where the storm sets up. A lot of my models are saying that it's supposed to be rain. It's going to be pushing inland on this storm. But most of the models are saying that as the storm pulls out, it's going to change back to freezing rain and snow at the back end. So that's all I need to talk about for now, because those are the key ideas. So the storm Friday and the storm Sunday, then after that some really brutal, dangerous cold comes in. Hope you enjoyed this video discussion, as I just went in depth for what we should expect. There's still a lot that can change in the storm for Sunday, but that's what the models seem to be leaning towards. Snow to start for everyone, and then the storm gets too far inland and turns to mainly rain and maybe a big ice storm. Peace out, and I will catch you in another one, maybe, hopefully, Thursday or Friday. I do another video to update on the storm this weekend, but there's not really much more I can say about the storm Friday, as Friday's just going to be a mini storm. It's not going to be a big deal. Peace.